So good morning and welcome to the University of Milano Bicocca. It's a real pleasure to welcome you today, hear that you're starting your PhD project in such a lively university. And I bring also the greeting and the welcome from our rector, Professoressa Giovanna Iannantuono. And also on behalf of all the teacher board and of the director of the different programs in which you are enrolled. So you're coming from different places. You are going to develop a project on different disciplines. These 3 or 4 years will certainly be for you a period of your life where challenge, satisfaction, exchange, growth, scientific growth will remain in your mind for all your life. I think that you can ask any of your teacher, asking if they do remember their PhD time. They will answer in a positive way. So our idea as a school, as a group of teachers and students which are working together and apart with projects which are extremely specific, but that they maintain a contact, a fil rouge of activity, where to exchange ideas, where to discuss results, learning how to, not only how to do advanced research, but also how to communicate, to make research effective for your future career. So you will have and you will participate to many activities organized by the school. On one side, you will have a part of your didactic of courses that will be presented this morning that are open to all the students of all the disciplines on different subjects which are not going to list now. So this will be a first occasion to learn and start to discuss with peers which are not strictly on your field. I'm stressing this because I'm sure that within your program you will have many occasions to discuss and exchange ideas with teachers and student peers which are on your field. But keep an open eye. So we are here to prepare you to a brilliant career, either in the academia or outside. You will be enrolled in a program on research, responsible research and innovation, so that you start to see how your research can impact on society in terms of being keen to society and being open to societal themes. There will be some days where to exchange ideas. I introduce and I recall you, if you know already, that on the 30th of November, on occasion of our 25th anniversary of our Alma Laurea, we will have a PhD day where all the students enrolled in Bicocca are presenting their research. So it's a day where we are going to invade, in a pacific way, on a scientific way, the university, the campus. So leave the campus. We have the possibility of being a real campus where there are places where to sit, where to discuss, inside, outside, cafes. So get a grip also on the building, on your staying here. Be present and contact us for any ideas, any question. You know that there is a secretariat for the PhD. You have the address. In any case, it's not difficult to find it online. So what we want is to keep along with you and be a support to make you doctor of research of success. And with this idea, I wish you a fantastic research project in Bicocca. Thank you for attention.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to all of you. My name is Raffaella Citriniti, and I'm the responsible for the PhD office here at Milano Bicocca. That means that I'm here to help with any administrative issue, and that I'm your point of contact should you have a problem with your PhD. Now, let's spend 5 minutes together on our website to get an overview of how it can help you. Where do you find the information you need for your PhD life? The first one, you can speak with your tutor and the coordinator. In the second one, in the school website. In particular, in the handbook, which collects all information relevant for you. And finally, in the office. Here we are at PhD School website. You can find information about the doctoral school, the PhD programs, during your PhD, the information about internationalization, FIQs, and contact. To get in contact with the office, you may email us and we will reply 24 hours, hopefully. And please feel free to contact us for any questions. You may also obtain an appointment with the office either by mail or by phone. This is an overview of the staff. Let's go deeper into during your PhD section, where you can find the info about scholarship, fees, studying abroad, interdisciplinary courses, and so on. During your PhD, you will also find a section on internationalization. You can find information about international agreements. The Doctoral School of Milano Bicocca is a member of AUA, Council for Doctor Education, and some success stories. During your PhD studying abroad, you can find information about research period abroad, jointly supervised thesis, and other international opportunities. The research period abroad has some rules. The period abroad must be planned as part of your research. Must be a period that adds value to the project, must be approved by the teaching board. Very important point, every PhD student should go abroad. The minimum time abroad is 3 months, but every course has a specific minimum that may be longer. What is the procedure? Send a form 30 days before leaving date. For scholarship holder to ask the increase of the scholarship 50%, the minimum period abroad must be 30 days. At the end, it is necessary to send a certificate of attendance. Concerning the jointly supervised thesis, to obtain a double degree, The steps are PhD student proposal, teaching board approval, signature of the agreement, period abroad 12 to 18 months, and final exam with committee of members from both universities. Thank you for your attention. So we have seen the section of our website, which I hope you can find useful. And welcome, have a great start, and good luck.
Good morning. I'm Luigi Di Pace from Research Office of Bicocca University, and I'm here today to talk about, to present you BUniCrowd program. First of all, it's a pleasure and an honor for me to talk about this crowdfunding program in front of a so crowded audience of young early researchers. So, what is BUniCrowd and how does it work? BUniCrowd, it's one of the several initiatives of research valorization and social impact we have started in Bicocca. This program was launched in 2018, and it's open to the whole Bicocca community, from students to professors and, of course, PhD, also alumni. Everybody can use, can raise money, fund to realize their ideas or a project through BUniCrowd program. It works, it needs a couple of it needs a lot of work. Honestly, it is not easy to run a crowdfunding campaign because you have to define a realistic economic target to realize your project, and you have to plan some rewards, good rewards, to engage your bakers, your donors. But at the same time, you can gain new skills in communication, marketing, PR, and so on. You won't be alone in this great job because one of the most important items in BUniCrowd is training. Training is for everybody. Training in general on crowdfunding, and for everybody who are interested in apply or participating in BUniCrowd. Of course, for a selected team, we have a special training program who will provide all information and skills to run a successful crowdfunding campaign. And also, a campaign manager will assist teams while they're preparing the crowdfunding campaign. There is another typical characteristics of BUniCrowd program, because it works on a match funding model. This match funding model works through companies will provide at least 50% of the entire amount of the project. The teams have to raise the 50% by crowdfunding, but the other 50% will donate by a company. Just a quick look to the participation of doctoral students in this program since it was launched, and the participation it begins from the first edition in 2018, and as you can see, there were overall 43 students involved in all the project presented during the previous 5 edition. I would just to introduce you some of these projects. By the way, you can meet them personally, participating in the BUniCrowd kickoff event, which will be held next week just in this auditorium. I will give you information to subscribe in a few minutes. These projects, Pamela, was led by Elia Vallicelli. He was a PhD in physics, and now he's a researcher of our university. And the achievement of the project was to build a melanoma detector who works like a little scanner. They did it, and they obtained it thanks to the awareness that crowdfunding gave them 15,000 euros more at the end of the crowdfunding campaign from a foundation. The other one is Microval, and they ran the campaign during the COVID period, so that's why they wear a mask. And the leader of this project was Jessica Zampolli. She was a fresh PhD in biology when she started the crowdfunding campaign. And even though the subject of this project was very, very specific, this all-women team was able to raise the highest amount in all BUniCrowd campaigns since ever. And they also use crowdfunding to empower their skills in communication and becoming a landmark in their departments. The last one is the movie project that was run just last year, and Eleonora Beccaluva is now attending her PhD course in psychology. And the achievement of the project is to realize a tool, an innovative tool, to help children and their therapists with languages problems. I told you about the match funding model. The match funding model, as you can see this year in the current edition, which is the 6th edition, had 6 different companies that participate in the call. You can see at a glance the subjects they have proposed, but you better know this subject going to on the website, which is www.unimib.it/BUniCrowd, or participating in the event next Tuesday, where the companies will present in deeper way their subjects. So about the event, you can forget about click here. I can't open the link, but if you visit the website BUniCrowd, it's easy to find in internet. Just type BUniCrowd in Google. You can find the registration form to sign for participate. This is the timetable. So the call is opened yesterday and will be open till January the 15th. The winner will be announced in February. You can reach BioNicrowd crew in many ways, and we look forward to hear about you. I think this presentation maybe will be sent to all of you, and I like to end my speech with a short movie from the first BioNicrowd edition. There are some students, like just you, that talks about BioNicrowd riding a special bike through the streets of our gorgeous campus. Thank you. Please, Sofia.
Secondo me è una figata l'università del crowdfunding. Dà la possibilità a molti studenti di farsi conoscere.
È un'opportunità bellissima, anche perché siccome siamo in università la prima cosa che mi viene in mente è che gli studenti di idee belle ne hanno un sacco.
Guarda che vi faccio un po' bellina, vai.
È per tutti, c'è la possibilità per tutti di proporre un qualcosa, di avere la propria idea e quindi di realizzarla, a differenza di quello che succede nella maggior parte dei casi, che solo chi ha disponibilità può poi far valere l'idea.
Stavo pensando quale sarebbe il mio sogno da realizzare, insomma, con un crowdfunding. Secondo me sarebbe strabello fare un'app che praticamente ti organizza lo studio.
Ce ne sono un'infinità di studenti, di ricercatori, di professori che hanno dei progetti geniali e che purtroppo per mancanza di fondi non possono realizzarli, ed è giusto che un progetto del genere venga proprio svolto all'interno di un ateneo.
Metti caso che qualche azienda lo vede, possono trovare lavoro facilmente, e poi anche un modo per rendere concrete molte idee, molti progetti di studenti che in molti casi non hanno fondi, non hanno soldi.
Hello, thanks for this kind invitation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Simone Passolunghi. I'm 47 years old. I have a PhD in industrial biotechnology. I have done my PhD course between 2006 and 2009 at this university. So basically I'm, I would say, a product in a good sense of this university, because I have also studied my master's degree in industrial biotechnology in the same university. It was between 1995 and 2001, where this site was just a construction site. So now I'm very happy to see that we have, that you have, sorry, but it was still my university, so that's why I say we have a large campus. So you are very lucky to do that. So now I work as a director of operations of Sacco System. Sacco System is a group of companies based in Italy. Our main focus is producing bacteria for different business areas. We were specialized in the production of lactic acid bacteria for transforming milk in yogurt and cheese. And then during the years, we have started to produce bacteria for probiotic purposes, for nutraceutical business. We have a different division also about street anaerobes from the microbiome. And we are also producing bacteria that work as a sort of biostimulants for plants. And dealing with operations means that I have to deal with all the production from the procurement, planning, fermentation, freeze drying, packaging, and shipping point of view. So the entire production chain. We have multiple production sites in Italy, in US, in Sweden, and we have also a pilot plant in Australia. The reason why I'm here is about talking my experience here as a PhD student before, and then as a PhD graduate. And it was, I have to say, an unusual path because I haven't started my PhD course right after my master. I've worked for 4 or 5 years in a pharmaceutical company. And then I had the opportunity to come back and work to the university for the Department of Biotechnology and Biosciences. And I started my PhD course with a lot of expectation, I can imagine, like you. So my very first expectation was to become a sort of super scientist. So the expert in chemistry of fermentation, in microbial physiology. So the go-to person where you need to develop a new fermentation process. A sort of wizard of problem solving, let me say. And if you ask me, okay, this PhD course meet your expectation or not? Well, you will be surprised by the answer. Because I was expecting to learn a lot of hard skills, but the most important things that I can say it's a sort of gift that I received after following a PhD course was about something else, about dealing with multiple projects, about dealing with international projects, about dealing with different stakeholders inside these projects. So it was not about becoming a super scientist. It's not about providing a lot of solutions because I have a new title. But it was about being able to ask a lot of questions. And this is something that I realized after many years, after finishing my PhD course. I think it's super relevant for you to dare to ask questions and challenge yourself in front of a scientific problem or scientific issues that you would like to solve. I think this is the most valuable things that I've learned during my PhD course, and I didn't realize since after so many years after I finished my course. Because when I decided to apply for a job to some companies, nobody was really interested in tracking the robustness of cells, of yeast cells at single cell level with a flow cytometry, because really nobody was, it was so specific that nobody cares. But the reason why they were interested in me, it was the approach that I was using during my professional career, how I organize my projects, how I organize my team, how I apply what I've learned in a structured way with a data-driven decision by using scientific approach as much as I can. That was, say, the big take-home message that I would like to deliver to you today. So, if I have to tell you a couple of unrequested advice, let me say, the first one would be try to be exposed to international projects. And I've just realized that it's mandatory in the PhD course, and this is very, very good. I think that being exposed to international projects gives you the opportunity to explore other way of working, different working culture, and I think this is super relevant for your professional career. Because this is really a plus whatever choice you would like to take for your future. And then the second piece of advice that is not requested that I would like to give is that don't limit yourself only to research in the academia, because this is not the only possible solution that you have for your professional development. In your professional life, you will see people with a PhD degrees working in R&D, of course, working in pilot research centers, but I can tell you that I meet brilliant PhD colleagues with a PhD, working in project management office, working in sales, working in production like myself. And you will have a lot of satisfaction not only dealing with science in a lab, in a university, because there are plenty of opportunities outside. So please don't limit yourself to just with this narrow point of view, but just open up your full spectrum of opportunities for considering also something else. And you will never regret this opportunity. I think that deciding to start this PhD course when I was younger than now, I think I was not aware that that kind of decision had such a great impact in a lot of my professional choices afterwards. To be honest, in the beginning, the reaction from the company about having or not having a PhD degree was a little bit cold. But I have to say that after so many years, the environment, even from the company, is keep changing in the positive way. So companies and industries are really considering the PhD program something of a big value for the professional development of the employee. I can tell you that the number of PhD with colleagues with PhD is constantly increasing over time, even in my company. So I'm very happy that you have decided to start this new adventure for yourself. And I can firmly say that this is a decision that you will never regret. So thanks and good luck for your professional development. I'm open to curiosity and questions. Feel free to reach me. So thanks and good luck. Any questions? Please don't be shy. I'm not biting. So, just for fun, please raise your hand if your, primary goal after the PhD course is to stay at university. Raise your hands. Come on, up, up. Okay, I was expecting more. Raise your hand talking about a future in an academic environment, but outside Italy. Italy. Okay. No, I'm doing this survey only for your teacher. Then, who is considering as a postdoc going to an industry? Yes. Okay. Okay. Do you have already a clear idea about what's going on about yourself in 5 years' time? 1? No. Come on, you should be prepared. You should have a plan. Thanks.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Marco Marizza. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. And I'm part of the didactic committee of the PhD school together with Luisa Zecca and Lorenzo Mantovani, who are on the opposite side of the table. And we are also coordinators or involved in the different PhD programs. I'm the coordinator of the PhD course in Chemical, Geological, and Environmental Science, but today I'm here to illustrate you the interdisciplinary courses that the PhD school offers you, okay? So, what is the importance of interdisciplinary course? I think that the presentation just gave us is already a good introduction to the importance of these skills, okay? What is important? They allow you to acquire skills that are beyond your research discipline, okay? Intellectual skills, communication skills, organizational skills, interpersonal skills, all things that are very important for your career now in the future. This interdisciplinary course offer also allows you to become part of a multidisciplinary community, give you the opportunity to interact with peers, and peers from heterogeneous research areas, allows you to make cross-disciplinary work, okay? Allows you to promote your involvement and active participation in all the processes, and help you to prepare yourself to a career within and outside academia. Outside academia is probably the final path for many of you. So, we believe that the interdisciplinary collaboration is the basis for advanced education, okay? So what are the benefits of an interdisciplinary collaboration? It helps you developing critical thinking skills, provide more in-depth perspectives, helps you discussing multiple perspectives on problems, helps you developing creative solutions, improve communication skills. It's much easier to discuss with people that is in the same job, but if the job is not the same, you have to conceive. You cannot hear me? Oh, okay. Here? Now it's better? Okay, sorry. So, developing critical thinking skills, providing more in-depth perspectives, improve communication skills, facilitate dialogue, develop new networks, and helps you preparing for a career in new and emerging fields. Okay, so many different things that are very important for you. And Dr. S.H. Smith has already shown how to find information that are relevant for you. For example, the didactic offer can be found in the web page of the doctoral school, the red web pages. Here is the link. You will be provided with all these slides, so don't worry about the length of the link. So, and also on the e-learning platform. Again, here is the link. So, in all this platform, you can provide information on the syllabus and so on. So we will introduce today all the courses that are framed into 6 groups, okay? And this will give, this information will be provided by me, Lorenzo, Luisa, and some of the teachers that are involved in this didactic offer, okay? So what are the 6 groups that we are dealing with? The first group of courses is related to language and communication basic skills. The second one on the basic and technology skills. Then we have courses on soft and transferable competencies within and beyond academia. We have courses on research management, on knowledge of research system and funding system. We have some interdisciplinary path, and we have courses related to green competencies. So I will start presenting the courses related to language and communication basic skills. There are 5 courses in this offer: communicating research in the era of social media, public speaking and effective communication, scientific writing in human and social sciences, writing of scientific papers, and narrative thinking, strategic storytelling, communicating research as a citizenship project. I will talk about the first 4 courses, and then I will ask Edoardo Datteri, the teacher of the 5th one, to illustrate you the contents of his course. Communicating research in the era of social media is held by Giuseppe Vizzari. It's 8 hours long and give you 1 credit. What are the objectives of the course? The course provides you a brief introduction to the topics of the research dissemination. So we start from a short historical perspective of the communication of research. We go on with discussion on the relationship with mechanism of funding research, and then we analyze the current context a requirement on research dissemination exploitation, starting from the funding agency to the political stakeholders. And then we discuss the current best practice, issue and opportunities, and Professor Vizzari will introduce also some relevant social media channels that are either generalist and specifically aimed at the research community. You probably know some of them. He will discuss the business model these channels have, the controversies related to copyright infringement of shared papers and so on. So this is the first course that includes 2 frontal lessons for 6 hours, practical exercise, and a public discussion of a proposal, at least 2 hours. And this course is aimed at all PhD students, but best if you are in the first and the second year of your career. So this is the first one. The second one is a course on public speaking and effective communication. This is again 8 hours lecture, providing 1 credit, and is held by Fabrizio Mantovani. What is the objective of this course? It's to provide you with an introduction to effective communication in public speaking and give you the opportunity to train your oral presentation skills. So after the course, you are able to understand communication as a multimodal act. It integrates not only verbal, but also non-verbal systems, okay? So vocal non-verbal, facial expressions, eye gaze, gestures. In Italy, we are very able with gesture, posture, proxemics, okay, haptics. It helps you to gain awareness on your communication style. Probably your communication style is not mine, okay? It helps you to develop your public speaking skills, okay? Leveraging assets, your strengths, and improve on your weakness area, okay? And helps you to understand how to manage the stress during your presentation. You have many presentations to do in your career. So the course includes student short presentation with a video recording, and then reflective discussions and work in person small groups, and then also frontal lectures, 8 hours in total. Okay, then we have 2 courses on scientific writing. One is more aimed at the human and social science PhD students, and the second one towards science, okay? The first one, scientific writing in human and social sciences, is held by Guido Veronese. It is 16 hours long and provides you 2 credits. And the course is aiming at introducing the very fundamentals of scientific writing, from how to select an excellent outlet to the correct ways, how to produce an abstract, different kind of abstract, structured and unstructured, the concept not a proposal scientific sounding. This concept will be explained by Guido Veronese to you if you choose this course. And the target audience is, includes mainly students from human and social sciences, okay? The course also gives you some glimpses of bibliometric and not bibliometric approach that are also aspects that are important for your career. The second course is aimed at students involved in earth science. And is named Writing of Scientific Papers. It's held by Marco Vanoni. It is 8 hours long, provides you 1 credit. And we show you how to read a scientific paper. You start to read first and to write after. And then write first, do the experiment, later approach. And then we discuss how to structure a scientific paper. That is something you really need in your career. There will be hands-on and practical exercises. Students will be asked to perform some tasks, okay? Obviously, Marco Vanoni provides you specific suggestions on this task, and the material that is prepared by a few randomly selected students will be read and commented. okay? If possible, we will involve also an editor of a journal of the Nature group. Okay, so it is time for Edoardo Datteri to present his course on narrative thinking and strategic storytelling, communicating research as a citizen project. Here we have some discrepancies between what is written in the syllabus and what Edoardo will explain you, so stay tuned.
Hi to everybody. You can hear me probably? Yeah? Okay. So, yes, there is a technical issue actually. This will be a course on the philosophy of artificial intelligence and robotics. Yes, probably I can go to the next. Okay, this is the slide I prepared. And so the content of this course is about some philosophical questions that arise in artificial intelligence and robotics. You know that a lot of questions concern the ontology of mind, the ethics of artificial intelligence, responsibility problems, and the like arise in contemporary artificial intelligence and robotics. And so this will be a laboratory, 12 hours, 6 meetings, 2 hours each. The program, the tentative program, you can see in the table. So there will be a first meeting, a first lesson, let's say, about with a framework of the debate that is going on in the discipline. Then there will be a lesson on the role of simulations in economics, on machine consciousness, on the role of computer simulations to study cognition, on ethical issues concerning artificial intelligence, and also a final lesson about a topic that is emerging in robotics and also in artificial intelligence and in psychology, which is the attribution of mental states to robots, so our perception, our understanding of robots. Well, I will hold these lessons, but I will also invite some people coming from the international communities, from the relevant international communities, namely Emiliano Ippoliti, who works on simulations in economics, Juan Duran from the Technical University of Delft, who works on the epistemology of computer simulations, and also Tom Zinke from Sweden, who is a key player in the study of how we perceive robots and artificial intelligence. And okay, the last thing that I need to say concerning this course is that if you want to attend this course, if you want to enroll in this course, please forget the title. Okay, please enroll in this course, okay? So I don't want to explain why there is this discrepancy between the course and the content of the course, between the title and the content of the course. So if you are interested in this course, please select this title from the list, okay? And but anyway, I think that in the syllabus you find this, you can find this actually this program. So it will be, I think, quite clear that the course is about philosophy of artificial intelligence and robotics. So I think that's it. Okay, thank you for.
Hello, good morning. It must be a very good morning because it's the 6th time that someone tells you good morning, or probably the 7th, and I'm pretty sure that it is so. So I'm going to present the basic and technology skills part of the taught courses. And since I'm conscious of time and of other commitment of one of the speakers that will present directly, I will start presenting the second to last, and then the last, Dr. Margherita Zambotto will come to present, and then we will go backward. So the literature review, I'll be back, don't worry. It is extremely important. It's an area which is extremely important, in my opinion, for 2 reasons. Now, I know you can read. Otherwise, I doubt you would have been enrolled in a PhD. So you see the objective of it, but it's extremely, extremely important for 2 main reasons, in my opinion. And the first one is that it's the starting. It sets the ground of your research. You are likely to start at the point in which others have come to. So knowing what it it has been written and said in your field. It's absolutely crucial. And this is a kind of a strategic objective. Then there is a tactical objective, and I learned this when I started my graduation thesis, which was one-year thesis for Master of Science. And I started with the literature, and my tutor said, now you have to go back home because the literature is badly written. And believe me, it is the first thing that your tutor and your graduation committee will look at. It has to be very well written. So we have 2 courses with respect to this. These are the objectives: to know and use the online tools of bibliographic research. I think I'm one of the older in this room, and I remember when we had to go to get the CDs of Medline 1 year by 1 year, and having to ask for the permission to use the single computer in which you could use it, or even, for example, in medical research, the Excerpta Medica database, which were big books, things like that. Now I think that things have evolved a little bit in the last 30 years. But I will leave the ground to Margherita Zambotto, who now presents the second. It's 2 parts, first and second part of a literature review, how to make a very good bibliography. And Margherita, please, the stage is yours.
Thank you everybody. Hi, it's so nice to see you all here. I'm Margherita, as the professor said, and I'm a librarian here at the university library, so I guess we will see a lot of each other in the next few years. Let me start by saying that I am no PhD, but I can easily guess that at some point, any of you have been struggling with bibliography and source material, and maybe have been feeling a little bit frustrated, I want to say. I hope that in those hard times, you went to the library and asked for help. But, sorry, I guess this is not my, oh yes, it is. Oh no, I put a meme in here, but I guess it's not here anymore. So I hope you went to the library and asked for help, but even if you didn't... Okay, sorry. I had a nice meme here for all of you, but okay, I guess I'm gonna be more formal for this. If you didn't, or if you think it was not enough, here we are. I'm here to talk to you about one of our courses that we as librarians design especially for you, PhD students. Actually, I will talk about one of the courses because just this year it has been splitted into 2 different parts. So the one that is dedicated to you is a course on the library tools. So mainly databases, because you will find that they are really important tools that you can use. And so we want to raise awareness of all the tools that the library offers to you and how to use them, and also how to evaluate them. So in the long term, you will be able to sort your resources and select the best tools, the best databases and other tools for your research. In the short term, you will be able to select the most relatable sources for you, and you will start to build your bibliography. Of course, it will not be your definitive bibliography. That is a long way. But our aim is to make you able to at least start and have authoritative references for your first steps. So we will start from the very beginning. We will use visual maps to explore your research in case you need. And believe me, maybe you don't think so, but sometimes you need to, for someone to revise your map and tell you, yeah, that can work. We will use Prometeo, our catalog, where you can find both paper and online resources, our precious databases, most also interdisciplinary and disciplinary. But we know that there is so much more than the library, so we will have a glimpse at academic search engines that are, of course, very important. So Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar, and this is what we will go through during the course. As I said, it is dedicated to you, first-year students, but also second-year students will have a chance to join, so you will have also next year. You are a lot, but we are too. It's me and Stefania who couldn't be here today. So maximum 35 participants. As I said, you can try again next year, or you can come to the library and contact us. Librarians are some of the nicest people there are. I have been working with them for a long time, so if they see a student in distress, they go to the rescue. So don't be afraid to ask. The course will last 3 weeks approximately, but you will have plenty of time to organize and to divide your work as you wish, because most of the activities will be online. There will be 2 meetings in presence, but they are not mandatory, so I suggest you to be there. We always like to talk to you and share opinions with you, but they are not mandatory, as I said. In case you think you already know most of these, or you don't need such a basics course, there is a second part that was previously all-in-ones, the second literature review, that will be on evaluating your sources and on the evaluation of scientific literature. But is dedicated to second and third year students. So you will be given more information next year. And another very interesting course on open access publishing that is held by a third colleague of ours, that is Francesca, and is very good and really prepared. So definitely I suggest you to check it out. And that's it. If you don't know what to do, just contact us. We will be happy to give you any information on the courses or any suggestion for your research. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I should be proficient enough to go back. Okay. So the courses are, the other 3 courses basically are, 2 are statistically focused. Well, it's actually 2 in 1, statistics and how to use this program R, that has become very, very used and a kind of a reference, one of the reference for statistics, and then the productivity tools for young researcher. Productivity, it's really something that you will need. It's production on time, and when you will have tight schedule, that is something extremely relevant. Now, this cartoon has been put there by Davide Bernasconi, who is actually the teacher of both the introductory and the more advanced statistical courses with R. And, you know, everyone wants to know how to use the software. Everyone wants to know how to become a scientist. But when except the statisticians, all the other ones have probably some little problems with statistics, and we're sure that Davide will lead you through more, I couldn't say love, but let's say appreciation to statistics. At the end of the course, you should be able to choose the most suitable design for your study, whatever study and whatever area of research is your PhD in. Compute optimal sample size. This is something that is needed also for managing resources, the resources that you have available and what you can do with those resources. Graphical and tabular description, which is important, extremely important when you have to present your data to someone that maybe is not so proficient in statistics, and analyze the association between variables, which is the first part to judge on causality. It's 4-day. It's very difficult to have more than 4 hours statistics per day. So it's split in 4 days, 16 hours in 4 days. Planning the study, introduction to hypothesis testing, non-parametric test for quantitative variables, and correction for multiple comparison. The target audience is basically all doctoral students of any discipline who are interested in the practical application of basic statistical methods for data analysis and scientific research. Now, there may be someone who wants to go a little farther with statistics, and the second part, it's 8 hours, again, Davide Bernasconi, and we'll deal with linear and logistic regression models. So both continuous and dichotomous variables. These are the objective of the courses. It's more advanced if you appreciate the first one, and your research will need these advanced methods, then you will find a solution attending this course. And the first thing is to recognize when you can do a linear regression or when you need something different, a logistic or something different. Check the validity of the assumptions that are required to run this type of regression models, fit the model, and interpret in a correct way the coefficients, which is, again, crucial because then you have to explain someone, maybe the statistical consultant of a journal, what you have done. Day 1, correlation and simple linear model, multiple linear model. Day 2, introduction to the GLM, generalized linear model, and logistic regression model. In both cases, there is a lab because it's statistics with R. And again, the target audience is doctoral students of any discipline who are interested in the practical application of basic statistical modeling for data analysis and scientific research. Next course is run by Andrea Mangiatordi. It's 1 credit, 8 hours, and it's about productivity tools for young researchers. And the objective is to introduce participants to some personal productivity tools and techniques that are either closely related to academic work or general purpose of project management techniques. And you have heard earlier on from Simone Passalunghi how this can be crucial. It may be seen as a soft skill. Indeed, it is not. It's just making your time productive and managing project in the smoothest, in the seamless way. Pre-existing and structured knowledge of the topics of the course will be turned into solid and interconnected understanding of how cloud-based tools can support everyday research activities and basic data management to decrease the risk of redundancy, excessive redundancy when it is not needed, in personal information management. The participants will acquire skills related to specific software tools and will learn how to build their own reference collection, manage and track tasks and time usage individually or in small groups, collect information in the form of heterogeneous notes, and systematically store and manage them. Orchestrate, wonderful, the use of different web tools to their advantage. Target audience, PhD student, again, from any department and branch of the school, especially those who feel they could make larger and deeper use of digital technology and who are ready to experience new solutions. You can bring your own device in class. It's a kind invitation, of course. Now we have already gone through this one, and I think this part of basic and technological skills has been run through, and now I leave the floor to Luisa Zecca for this, again, important part. Luisa, please.
Thank you. So good morning. I'm Luisa Zecca, and I'm presenting the third group of courses that we training you on soft and transferable competencies within and beyond academia. This group will cover some key topics, such as communication, basic principle of public relations and media relations for academics, design thinking and innovation planning, entrepreneurship, was my Sodalitas company, leadership, sustainable approach to inclusive leadership, and transferable competence and professional transition that Andrea Galimberti, the professor after, can talk you about. So the first course on public relations and media communication builds on the importance of communication strategies and research dissemination, which are often underestimated by researchers. In this course, we cover topics as classic PR tools and analyze the concept of habitus from a social, cultural, and economics perspective. Moreover, the course offers group or individual exercise to design a PR campaign with an increase in the own social capital inside and outside the academia. Here you see listed all the objectives. Acquire basic knowledge, reflects upon one's personal habitus, and how this affects one's academic career in terms of PR. Increase awareness about how PR can be useful inside and outside the academia. Increase awareness about how media relation can be useful inside and outside. And design a PR campaign to increase their social capital inside the academia. The second course, Design Thinking and Innovation Planning, from Elisabetta Marafiotti, allows students to build the first prototype of their business idea based on a design thinking approach. It is an approach to innovation that bases its work on the ability to solve problems, complex problems, using creative vision and management. Mainly, students will be able to understand and master the design thinking approach, use design thinking to develop a basic innovation plan, and discuss the results with the group. The next one is Giovani e Impresa. This course is held in Italian, by the Sodalitas Foundation. Sodalitas is a group of companies and volunteer managers establishing itself as the first organization in Italy to promote corporate sustainability.
Sodalitas Foundation promotes the development of projects carried out in co-design and collaboration between companies and the most relevant stakeholders, like institutions, third sector, schools, universities, and research centers in an international network. The next course is the appropriate leadership, a sustainable approach to inclusive leadership in diverse contexts, from Ida Castiglioni. A sustainable approach to inclusive leadership in diverse contexts, this workshop addresses leadership in highly heterogeneous national and international contexts and empowers students to recognize the differences in their own and other styles to become strategic by making difference the key to sustainable innovation. That's why efficacious leadership is not one size fits all. This is the methodological approach. So, through reflection on personal and professional experience to make one's work more impactful and globally responsible, in order to recut one's unique leadership in terms of adequacy to the context and became facilitators of a new global vision. So the target audience, the more different background of doctoral students, is the better. This is a cross-competence, and any PhD should have to be able to play in the international arena. Students will be challenged to work together, starting from their different disciplinary contexts. Okay, now I give the floor to Andrea Galimberti. He presents transferable competencies and professional transitions. Please, Andrea.
Hi, everybody. My course, I'm Andrea Galimberti, a researcher at the Department of Human Sciences for Education here at the University of Bicocca. And my course is about professional transition outside of academia. Simone opened the way for me and actually stole also the raising ranks part, but I took a look at you and at where your projects are on this side. So my course is about what does it mean to plan or face a career that is rooted in academia and then at certain point move towards another professional context. This is a very big issue that scattered in the last years many changes in the design of the PhD training, for example. This is an example of a change. This situation is an example, but also in the profile of the PhD graduates. And I will share with you some research works about that, both quantitative or qualitative, in order to grasp some aspects of this phenomenon that is not only technical phenomenon, but also affects identity trajectories and identity issues, because this movement is not so easy in many cases. Then we will move into the competence discourse. Why competencies? Because competencies are nowadays the main reference of the job market. In the knowledge economy, you have to start thinking in terms of competencies. And usually when we start thinking in terms of competencies, we start thinking in terms of hard skills. So I've been training on a certain topic to do research here in academia, and if I have to move outwards, I have to find a job that is close to this topic and is related to these skills. This is a part of the story. We can find transitions like that, but if we start thinking only in this way, we lose a part of other experiences and other opportunities. because we have also non-linear trajectories, non-linear transition. And you may find PhD graduates in organization, in position that are not related with research, for example, or are not related with their research topics. And so these transitions are in many cases based in the so-called transversal cross-sectoral competencies. So those competencies that are in some way collateral to the hard skills, but are not the hard skills. I teach in the master degree of human resource development here, and at the second year, my students are well aware that during the assessment process, the game will be based on this kind of skill. The 70% of the assessment process nowadays is based on transversal skills. So it is important to start approaching the vocabulary, the taxonomy of these skills, and there are taxonomies that are conceived for the PhD graduates, and we will get into this taxonomy, this vocabulary. But for me, as a pedagogist, the most important thing, my aim is not to use the vocabulary to have some keywords to put it in the curriculum, but to use these taxonomies as like a lenses in order to explore with you the learning outcomes that you are already processing during your PhD itinerary, and in many cases you are not aware of. And also the topic of transferring is very interesting to reflect together on, because we are not talking about a goods that you move from one context to another, like a book, okay, I transfer the book here, from here to there, but in terms of competencies, transferring always entails the act of translating and transforming. And this is very interesting to work on.
Research, this is the fourth area. Research management, knowledge of research system, and funding system. There's typically no research without money, without funds, and this part is dedicated to how to get funds and how to then be successful wherever you will go in academia or outside the academia. And we got 4 courses: international or foreign strategies, patent rights, employees and researchers, intellectual property rights. It's something like the end of the game if you're successful and you can patent something. Introduction to grant writing. This is the start of the game. You have to find your funds and convince someone to give you the money. Open access publishing. It's a guide. And finally, surfing the academic job market. How to publish in a high-impact international journal, the things that would feed your ego forever. So, international foreign strategy. The teacher is going to be Miriam Loro Piana, 1 credit, 8 hours. No, you will see why I said years. Yeah, it will come evident in a while. So the objective is seminars aimed at providing the students with a specific knowledge on the main patent filing options and strategies, the exclusive rights granted by a patent, and employees and researchers' rights on the invention realized during their work relationship with the private and public entities. There used to be time and places in which this probably would be the most attended course. The outcome: identify pros and cons of the different patent filing options, clear understanding of the scope of protection of a patent, and legal framework of the employees and researchers' intellectual property rights, and awareness of the risks deriving from a bad drafted employee's contract. Crucial during your current and future career. International foreign patent filing strategies, Italian patent application, European patent application, and PCT patent application. Timing and cost, rights conferred by patents, and scope of protection, employees and researcher rights on intervention. And there will be a specific focus on articles of the Italian Industrial Property Code and international perspective, as you will run research here in Italy. The workshop will be based on interactive lecture and case studies. So hands-on, practical approach. Introduction to grant writing. That's crucial for funding. Getting grants is the fuel for your research typically. 1 credit, 8 hours lecture. Professor Pacchioni, Chiara Casella, and Mizar Luca Federici. The objective is to teach the basic skills of grant writing, provide an overview of the European project landscape, Horizon Europe in particular, basic strategies and tools to search for forthcoming calls. Where did you get them, apart from what we are informed by our area, by our research area of the university, and is preceded by a lesson in which some aspects of the contemporary science will be illustrated and discussed, from excessive competition for research funds and academic position to the constant growth of publications, from the uncritical use of bibliometric indexes to ethically questionable behavior. So we are to some extent like the Pavlov dogs. If they tell us that we have to publish a lot, we publish a lot. But sometimes we don't publish what is worth publishing. Introduction again to grant writing, objectives, methodology, how to split in work packages, tasks, deliverables, milestones, the impact, communication, dissemination, exploitation, and project management. I mean, you got your own idea for getting the grant, but it has to be turned into something that those who will judge on the grant, that will give you the grant, recognize as relevant and give you the money to run your research. PhD student, now it's not binding, but it will be when you will be close to the end of your path here during your PhD. Open access publishing, a guide. Again, the librarian team. I agree with Margherita Zambotto. They are very nice people. All of them except the librarian of The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, who was not really a nice guy, actually. But they have preserved the knowledge of the great thinkers of the past through the darkest ages of Europe. So yes, they are nice people. Many questions on open access publishing. What do people mean by open access and open science? My publisher says I must choose between CC/BY and CC/BY and see what the hell does it mean. I want to participate in a European project. Do they have to comply with open science? Or to an Italian Ministry of Health, for example, project? Again, do I have to comply with open science? The website is huge. Where do I find information about open access, requirements for articles and data? What's a hybrid journal or a hybrid journal? Many questions again. How to check which journals are compliant to EU publishing requirements? I've always wanted to publish in a famous journal, but it does not mean that the criteria for EU open access funding. What do I do? This journal seems promising, but I have never heard of it. Can I trust it or not? Well, honestly, I receive something like 20 mails per day by a promising but never heard journal that has a name very close to a very known one, very well known one, and that's tricky. Can I get the discount? Where can I self-archive my article and my data? Is there any data out there I can reuse for my project? So these are all questions that this course will give an answer to. And, well, you can read this part. Important, among the important things, have an overview of open access services available in Bicocca, so the local one, and retrieve open access literature from the main subject-specific repositories. The target audience, doctoral students, typically at the end of their program. It's not binding, it's not mandatory. In some areas, this issue starts even earlier, but participants must have already chosen their research subject or research question for their doctoral thesis with their tutor. Notes to be awarded the CFU's participants, the credits, the participants must have attended at least one meeting, either the kickoff or the wrap-up meeting, and completed all the online lessons, quiz, and activities. So you must have done it really. Again, at my teacher of epidemiology, Professor Olli Miettinen, used to say that there are two types of researchers, the good and the successful one. And the idea is that you are good and successful at the same time, and there are things that would probably qualify among your peers as a successful one, maybe not a good one, but a successful one, is if you do publish in high-impact international journal, whatever impact means. And this is a course, and it was supposed to be here, but due to it's my fault, I didn't tell him on time, but I think he wouldn't be able to make it. Professor Marco Brambilla, who's a psychologist, as concomitant lectures at the master, so he could not be here. So I will present his course, giving students basic skills in order to write and submit a scientific paper. You have to kind of sell your paper to the editors and the referees, and this course will guide you through this endeavor, which is not at all a simple one. Besides addressing the key paper sections, which is normal, the workshop aims at giving basic skills to select the best journal, manage citations, and the basis measuring the quality and the impact of the scientific production. First year, the sooner the better. And you will understand in a while why. Table of contents, selecting the right journal, impact factor and new measures of influence, journal aims, type of papers published, writing key sections, title, abstract, introduction, method, results, and discussion. There are no conclusions because no research is conclusive, of course. And sometimes the mistakes that we do starts from the title. And sometimes the editor just looks at the title and he or she doesn't like it, and